Traditionally, history has been segmented into distinct eras: ancient, medieval, early modern, and so on, suggesting abrupt changes and separations. However, this perspective overlooks the nuanced transitions and the overlapping influences that characterized the movement from ancient to medieval times. This concept involves examining how cultural, political, and technological developments of antiquity continued to shape medieval society, revealing a more interconnected historical narrative. The significance of this approach lies in its ability to provide a deeper understanding of how civilizations evolve. Instead of viewing history as a series of isolated chapters, recognizing these intersections allows us to appreciate the complex tapestry of human development. It challenges the notion of a dark ages that severed the ancient world from the medieval, highlighting instead how knowledge and innovation were preserved and transformed. For instance, the preservation and translation of ancient Greek and Roman texts by Islamic scholars during the medieval period had profound impacts on both Islamic and European intellectual cultures. This transmission of knowledge facilitated the Renaissance, effectively bridging the gap between ancient philosophy and modern thought. Furthermore, the architectural techniques and styles of the Roman Empire, such as the use of arches and vaults, were adapted and evolved into the iconic Gothic architecture of medieval Europe, proving that ancient engineering knowledge had lasting influence. Support for this idea can be drawn from historians who argue that the so-called fall of the Roman Empire did not lead to a cultural vacuum. Instead, there was a dynamic exchange and adaptation of ancient ideas across the Mediterranean and beyond. However, some may challenge this view, arguing that the medieval period marked a distinct departure from ancient practices, emphasizing the socio-political changes rather than cultural continuities. Despite such debates, exploring these intersections encourages a holistic view of history. It helps explain how ancient legacies continued to impact medieval societies, influencing art, science, governance, and belief systems. By acknowledging these connections, we gain insights not only into the medieval age, but also into the broader, ongoing human journey of adaptation and innovation. Understanding these links enriches our perception of history as a continuous and evolving story rather than a series of disconnected episodes. Unexpected connections between ancient civilizations and the Middle Ages reveal the intricate tapestry of historical progress and cultural exchange, challenging the often linear perception of history. This concept refers to the surprising links, influences, and exchanges between civilizations long considered separate or sequential in history books. It includes shared technologies, trade routes, cultural exchanges, and even conflicts that bridge the gaps between distinct historical periods, offering a richer, more interconnected view of historical development. These connections are significant because they challenge the traditional narrative that separates ancient history from the medieval period as distinct and unconnected. Recognizing these ties provides a more nuanced understanding of how cultural, technological, and intellectual legacies were transmitted across time and geographical boundaries, influencing the development of societies in the Middle Ages and beyond. One compelling example is the influence of ancient Greek and Roman knowledge on the Islamic Golden Age, which in turn influenced medieval Europe. When Europe was in its early medieval period, scholars in the Islamic world preserved and expanded upon the scientific and philosophical texts of the ancient Greeks and Romans. This knowledge was later reintroduced to Europe, especially through translations in Spain and Sicily, sparking the Renaissance and reshaping European thought. Another example is the Silk Road, which was not only a trade route but a conduit for cultural and technological exchange between the East and West. During the Middle Ages, this route facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies from ancient civilizations like China, India, Persia, and Rome, profoundly influencing medieval societies. Innovations such as paper, gunpowder, and the compass made their way to Europe through these connections. Supporters of this interconnected view argue that acknowledging these links provides a deeper appreciation for the complexity and diversity of historical development. However, challenges exist, including the difficulty in tracing the precise paths of influence and the temptation to overstate connections based on limited evidence. Some historians may argue that while connections existed, their impact might have been uneven or limited compared to internal developments within civilizations. Despite these debates, the exploration of unexpected connections enhances our understanding of ancient history by illustrating a web of influences that shaped medieval societies. This interconnected perspective not only enriches our understanding of the past, but also highlights the timelessness and universality of human curiosity and exchange across cultures and ages. The concept of the survival and transformation of ancient traditions into the medieval period involves understanding how various elements of ancient cultures, including their ideas, practices, beliefs, and art forms, evolved as they were absorbed into the medieval world. As time passed and societies transitioned, these elements did not simply vanish. Rather, they adapted to the changing social, political, and religious landscapes. This theme is crucial as it illustrates the enduring influence of ancient civilizations on medieval life, shedding light on how the past informs the future. One of the most significant examples of this transformation can be seen in the realm of architecture. Roman engineering and architectural techniques, such as the arch and the use of concrete, were crucial in shaping medieval architecture. The iconic Gothic cathedrals of the Middle Ages, with their grand vaults and flying buttresses, were direct descendants of Roman architectural innovation blended with new medieval concepts. Another compelling example is the preservation and transformation of classical knowledge through the works of scholars like Boethius and Cassiodorus. These thinkers not only preserved ancient texts during a time of upheaval, but also interpreted and molded them, ensuring that the wisdom of antiquity survived and evolved to meet the intellectual needs of the medieval period. The significance of this survival and transformation is not merely about continuity. It's about the creative adaptation and rebirth of these traditions. This resilience highlights the dynamic relationship between the ancient and medieval worlds, emphasizing the continuity of knowledge and culture despite periods of decline and chaos. Some historians argue that the medieval period was, indeed, a time of significant intellectual darkness, and that any survival of ancient traditions was sporadic and heavily fragmented. Critics suggest that the absorption of ancient culture was not always a seamless integration, but often a selective adoption that sometimes distorted original meanings or contexts. In essence, the intertwining of ancient traditions with medieval practices demonstrates a bridge between eras. It connects to broader aspects of ancient history by showing the legacy and influence of ancient civilizations beyond their own time. This point also illuminates the broader narrative of how cultures evolve, emphasizing that tradition and innovation are not mutually exclusive. Instead, the medieval period serves as a testament to humanity's ongoing dialogue with its past, proving that ancient history is not just a distant relic, but a living influence that continued to shape societies long after the fall of ancient empires. Forgotten technological advancements from ancient times refer to historical innovations that were once prominent but have since faded from collective memory, only to be rediscovered in later periods, particularly during the Middle Ages. These advancements illustrate the ingenuity of early civilizations and highlight the ongoing continuum of human innovation. Their significance lies in their ability to demonstrate that many modern inventions have ancient roots, showcasing a legacy of knowledge and technological prowess that transcends time. One notable example is the Antikythera mechanism, an ancient Greek analog computer used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses for calendrical and astrological purposes. Discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of the Greek island Antikythera, the device dates back to the 2nd century BCE and possesses a complexity comparable to 18th century clocks. Its sophistication suggests a level of technological development in ancient Greece that was not fully recognized until its discovery and subsequent study. Another example is Roman concrete, known for its durability and longevity, which remains partially submerged in Mediterranean seawater, defying the erosion that would ravage modern concrete. The rediscovery of its unique composition, involving volcanic ash and seawater, offers potential insights for sustainable building materials today. Advocates of exploring these forgotten advancements argue that understanding and utilizing ancient technologies can provide sustainable solutions and reduce our dependence on modern, often environmentally harmful practices. However, there are challenges to these perspectives. Some scholars caution against romanticizing ancient technologies without recognizing the context in which they were developed, as well as the trial and error involved in their creation. Controversies can arise from differing interpretations of the evidence, with some historians and archaeologists questioning the functionality of certain ancient devices or attributing their invention to different cultures or time periods. Despite these debates, the study of forgotten technological advancements influences our broader understanding of ancient history by challenging the narrative that early societies lacked sophisticated technology. It also propels the continuous exploration of how past innovations can inform and inspire current and future technological developments. Connecting to the broader topic of ancient history from the Middle Ages, these technological discoveries highlight the period's role as a bridge between antiquity and modernity. They underscore the continuity of human innovation and the transmission of knowledge, serving as a reminder that while some advancements may be forgotten, they are never truly lost, waiting to inspire new generations in unexpected ways.